Welcome to The Whole Truth, where you get nothing but the truth. I'm your host, Gerald Bridge, joined today by my guest, co-host Flo. Flo, man, how you doing, man?
I'm doing good, brother. I'm doing real good. How you doing?
I'm doing all right, man. Yeah, last week, we took the week off, but a lot happened. But we're going to get into it as much as we can today on this show here. I want to start off with, the NBA. A lot's been going on, This week, the Raptors, they crushed the Warriors by 20. 113-93, and without Kawhi Leonard. Now, I told you on the first show that we had that, that the Raptors or the Celtics could come out the East, but the way Toronto's looking, they're trying to become the overwhelming favorite, and they're, in my eyes, becoming the team that could win the championship.
I mean, with the way it's looking, I don't know, it's just in my mind, I've just known for the past 3-4 years, or at least 3 years, that, who's going to win the championship before the season's even started, and I've always been on the wagon, on the Golden State. This team is just that good, there ain't nobody going to beat them. Automatically putting this the third year in a row, fourth year in a row, I'm automatically putting them in the finals. And to me, it didn't matter who they going against, they was going to win. But looking at this Toronto team, if you could put that kind of effort on the road without your best player, your MVP caliber player, I don't know. It's as much as I want to blame Golden State for just not getting their stuff together, Toronto's looking really good. Shout out to Kyle Lowry. That guy is playing amazing basketball this season. And the way he's leading this team when Kawhi's not on the floor is amazing. He had the interview when he finally talked about how he felt when the GM traded DeRozan. It's, he's playing like he has this chip on his shoulder, and it is working. We 30 games into the season, and these guys look like the best team in the league.
You're absolutely right. I mean, Toronto was loaded from top to bottom. I must say, Toronto won that trade with San Antonio because not only did they get a top 5 player in Kawhi Leonard, they also got a good 3-point shooter and defender in Danny Green, which is a very underrated part of the move.
Yeah, and Danny Green, what he is doing in that system over there, it was like he was perfect. He's a perfect fit because he don't need to go out there and give you 20 points, you know what I'm saying? He guards your man, and a couple of them open threes. Did you see how they was playing stuff, the Splash Bros the other night? They had 25 combined points? Steph had 10 points. Clay had, 14? That's when you got guys like Danny Green defending the wing, defending the perimeter. Games like that happen. And he's a champion. He's an NBA champion. He's been here before. I'm starting to believe Toronto. Just gave him a head nod that's a good team. They're looking good. But I'm starting to believe that this might be the best. This might going to be the best team this year. I know Golden State's going to get it together. They're going to come out on top, head over heels over everybody else. That's how I feel in my gut. But Toronto is making a statement, and shout out to Nick Nurse. He had a tough job coming in behind Casey. He worked as an assistant under him, so it's kind of the same schemes and stuff going on over there. But what he's doing with the pressure he has on him, because you got to think about it. That was the number 1 team last year. But turmoil and the trades and the firings going on, that team could have came out and flopped. They could have came out and flopped it. He's ready. The guys is ready. He got this guy. Because you got to think about it. Team over there in LA just got LeBron. And it took a second for them to get right. You know what I'm saying? It's taking a second for them to get right. Kawhi just got here, and it looks like he's been here for 3 years. It looks like the first 30 games, it looked like Kawhi's been over there. It doesn't look like there's no chemistry issues over there. They're working. The first unit, the second unit, 20 points in the Bay Area, the Warriors don't lose like that much. Not in the Bay Area. So shout out to Toronto.
And speaking of that, also a shout out to their general manager, Matthew Ujiri, because DeMar DeRozan really gave him a lot of flack, and deservedly so, because he felt that he was lied to, and he probably was. But Matthew Ujiri did what was best for the Toronto Raptors, and that was to get Kawhi Leonard and Danny Green, and that has worked out for spades. And only as well, they also have a talented roster of guys they had last year in OG Anunoby, a Pascal Siakam, Joseph Valanciunas, Fred VanVleet. I mean, they are loaded from top to bottom. They're up there with Boston with depth returns, not only the East, but the entire NBA. I believe that Toronto was going to win 60-plus games again, and they will go as to at least the Eastern Conference Final. That's a guarantee on that. And Nick Nurse, I understand you giving him credit, but but to me, he has a more talented team the way Casey, and less pressure because this is his first year. So I believe that he is playing with, so far, house money, and with that money, he is winning.
He's definitely winning right now. They're looking good, Another team that was looking real good for me in the East is Milwaukee. What you think about Milwaukee?
I like Milwaukee because they have, what you and I agree is the best player in the East, and Giannis Antetokounmpo. I finally get it right.
You got it right? Okay.
It took me years to get it right. It took me a lot of years to get it right.
Award.
It took me years to get it right, but I finally got it right. He is the best player in the Eastern Conference. And what his accomplishments this week is that he doesn't like buddy NBA in the off season. He wants to do his own thing. He wants to go out there and show, on his own why he is the Greek freak, and he is showing that in spades. They also have, to me, a very underrated point guard in Eric Bledsoe, which I like. Brook Lopez, I've always liked his game. And then last week they made a trade to acquire George Hill, who I think is a very good point guard. So I think Milwaukee is lined up for a very good run.
Oh, so they got George Hill?
Yeah, they got George Hill, and man,
they just got George Hill. Oh man,
they unloaded Dellavedova in the deal.
Perfect. Oh, that was perfect. That's an upgrade. So, man, only thing they could possibly missing is, maybe one more shooter around the perimeter. Like, if they got a Kyle Korver kind of player, even though Kyle Korver just...
Tony Snell is actually supposed to be that shooter.
Yeah. He's the 3-and-D guy. Yeah. But you need just a little bit more. You need one more sharpshooter. They get one more sharpshooter, they're going to be good. They're probably one of the most athletic teams in the league, one of the most longest teams in the league, one of the most fastest teams in the league. All that works in their advantage. If they could just balance it out just a little bit more, they don't need a lot. Maybe just one more shooter. And I'm
looking at their roster, and they have Ersan Ilyasova, who's always been a good shooter. They also got the reigning Rookie of the Year in Michael Brogdon, so they got a team.
Nice. Yeah.
Dante DiVincenzo is also a shooter, so I think Milwaukee is okay.
Yeah, but he ain't ready yet. I mean, I know Chris Middleton is their best shooter. He's been holding it down. He's hit some clutch threes. I've seen him hit some game-winning threes. They could get, just one more. But see, Malcolm Brogdon can shoot. So it's I get what you're saying. They have a nice squad. Man, look at Greek Freak 6'11", 240. They just one minor piece. That George Hill trade actually works so well for them because now you have two floor generals. You know what I'm saying? You got somebody that can run that second unit and somebody who you can play with your starters. I think, man, that kind of puts them in good position.
Even though Richard titles don't mean much, I believe that Milwaukee will win the Central Division.
Yeah, they're gonna win the division. Yeah, easily. Even though
Indiana is right there with them.
Indiana is not too far behind. I still think Milwaukee's gonna wind up winning that. And to be honest, I'm telling you, Milwaukee's gonna upset somebody.
I wouldn't call it upset because
they're gonna upset.
They are one of the top 4 teams in the conference. I wouldn't call it an upset.
Exactly. But I think they're gonna upset one of those other top 3 teams.
It'll probably be Philadelphia. Like I said in my previous podcast, Ben Simmons can't shoot. They need to trade Markelle Fultz. Philadelphia has some issues going on, so Milwaukee could beat them in a best of 7 series.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting because I feel like they got the pieces. They got the pieces to beat. Just like you said, Philly. I think they got the pieces to beat Boston too.
I disagree. Toronto and Boston are here to show us the best 2 teams in the conference because they're the most talented and the most deep and the best well coached.
Yeah, okay.
I don't see
Boston
it will be Toronto and Boston in the Eastern Conference Finals. That's a guarantee on that.
Man, it's hard to argue, but at the same time, it's hard to agree because
why not agree? It's truth.
It's
the whole truth.
It's the whole truth. Hey, we only talk the whole truth here. But I definitely think, man, I don't know. Well, Milwaukee, they lost in the first round, the 7-game series last year.
To Boston last year, yes.
So I guess as long as they make it to the second round.
Yes, Milwaukee has the best player on the court at all times in the Greek Freak, but when you come to a team sport like basketball, it's about the whole team, not one guy. And the whole depth of one team is going to beat the best player. So Milwaukee, the best they can do is the second round of the playoff.
Yeah, but I feel like Milwaukee can guard anybody. I feel like Milwaukee has the
but they can't score the other team like Toronto or Boston.
Yeah, they can score.
Toronto or Boston, both teams have 10 guys that come in and score or do something. 10.
Okay, I can give you that. You're right. Milwaukee is not as deep as those other 2 teams, and that's what puts them at the top of the conference. I get you. Milwaukee and eventually Boston's going to get together. They've been playing better. They're on the 7-game win streak. So, Boston is trying to get
Not to mention the dribble of the Bulls on Saturday night.
Oh, I was trying to go to show it up. Bringing that.
That's okay.
That
Bring it up.
Horrible.
That was a drubbing.
That was literally that was the worst beating we ever took on our home floor.
The worst beating any team has taken it home ever.
Yikes! What was that 56 win? 56
points. 56
points. Almost 60 points. Like, how?
I didn't want to talk about the Bulls, but they had the nerve to complain to the league. I mean, to the
because coach wanted to work their butts out, and they lost by
and they should have, and they should have worked after that.
You would have been practicing for 6 days straight. You lose by 56 points for me.
Called it union. That's what it is.
They called it union. Yeah, the players association.
I see the appointment at the same time. You lost by 56. You should would have worked on your game.
Period. I mean, I'm pretty sure.
That only shows you were, badly beaten. It shows to be there that you quit. That you actually quit to lose by that much.
That's the culture Hoiberg left here.
No.
That's
not
the
on
culture.
Him. That's not on him.
He left. That's the culture.
That's not on him.
These his guys. These his guys he brought in.
No, you missing the point, man. John Paxson and Gar Forman are the ones that laid the foundation. They're the ones that picked the players. They're the ones that decided Tom Thibodeau was too tough and it wasn't a yes man, so he had to go. They're the ones that need to go. They're at fault for this. Fred Hoiberg is not a good coach. No, he's not. But you know what? Under him, it wasn't a beauty going on. Under this guy, Jim Boylan, is a beauty. I guarantee you, one of these guys one of these players is going to do a Latrell Sprewell choke him if he continues with his ways. I promise you that.
But at the same time, the only person I see on that team that'll get up and actually choke a person is hurt right now. That's Portis.
No.
Portis ain't playing no games.
He has to realize he is talking to grown men. Not only that, multi-millionaires who have more power than you, and grown men who not going to be talking to you like that. Nah. Somebody's going to choke him. I promise you that.
Look. It don't matter. As long as we suck enough to get that number 1 pick.
I would feel so bad for Zion Williamson if he came here. I feel so bad if he came here.
Will be called Mount Zion.
He don't deserve to be here.
Naming it right now.
He don't deserve to be here. He deserves something better than him.
So what are you going to go to Cleveland? Atlanta? Like, that's better? That's better? That's a better situation?
Them other teams don't have John Paxson and Gar Forman ruining the team.
Hey, but hopefully if we suck that bad this year, they might get them up out of here. Hopefully.
All right.
Hopefully, because I just think that, of course, we got rid of the second biggest problem in our organization with Hoiberg. The first biggest problem.
The two biggest problems are John Paxson.
That's the
number
first
1,
biggest problem.
Gar Forman, number 2. Fred Hoiberg was 3.
No,
Gar Paxson
is 1.
You got rid of number 3.
In my mind, Gar Paxson is 1. That's one word, Gar Paxson.
No.
They both are the number 1 biggest problem. They both are the biggest problem.
1A, 1B? You would come?
Yeah, the 1A, 1B.
They both need to go.
They both need to go. They the biggest problem. Then the coach is the second biggest problem. Then you got to focus. Then the third biggest problem was getting a better talent pool of players. We got a nice starting thing, but we need.
You have guys that don't play defense. Jabari Parker does not play defense. He said in his press conference he don't play defense. Zach LaVine does not play defense.
We got 2 defenders on the whole roster, and them the only 2 guys that's hurt right now. And it's so crazy. But as long as then you got your Felicios taking up big parts of the contracts.
Signed to a contract by Gar Forman and John Paxson. They decided this man's worth $32 million.
Because that's their yes man. That's their token yes man. That's they new Brian Scalabrine that's just gonna sit on the bench and just
don't compare him to Brian Scalabrine. The fans like Brian Scalabrine. That's the difference.
I don't know why. Why do people like? Well, we like Scalabrine.
I'll tell you why. Because he was the everyman. He represented you and I coming out of the stands into the game like a guy who had no business in the game but in the game, and that's why.
I feel you. I understand, but it's a lot more people deserving than that moment. I ain't gonna take that from that brother, but
Scalabrine's white. He ain't no brother.
Exactly. And now you get my point. So it's just like, Scalabrine ain't never, like, his little, small impact he had in the league wasn't on our team. It wasn't on
He
our
was the
team.
white mama. The fans liked him. I see
But
him.
what did he do in a Bulls jersey?
He got the fans on their feet, which is more
Derrick
than you can
Rose
say.
was doing that.
Not like he was.
Oh my God!
This man was getting a standing ovation.
Man, I'm not
for
even
coming
gonna
in
sit
doing
and
rap.
talk. I don't know. I don't want to sit and talk this whole long for Scalabrine.
Yeah, let's not.
Scalabrine.
Let's go over to the West real quick.
Okay. Let's go ahead and take a quick break, bro, and let's come back and we're gonna talk about the West.
I read that.
All right, we'll be right back. Don't go nowhere.
And welcome back to The Whole Truth, where we will now talk about the NBA Western Conference, where until they lost this week to the Raptors, Golden State was actually on the winning streak and resumed to the top seed in the Western Conference, where they belong. Now they are currently
number 2.
technically tied with Denver, who I think is the other good team in the West.
Oh, yeah, Denver's looking really good. They got snubbed out the playoffs last year. Had to watch them, and man, did that make them hungry. That made them hungry. Denver, they gonna. It's like I don't want to say upset because they're gonna probably be a top 2, top 3 seed, but they're gonna definitely upset some teams this year in the playoffs. Definitely, because the only team I don't see them beating is Golden State. I think they can beat everybody else in the West.
I agree.
I think they could beat. And it's possible that they could beat Golden State. But at the same time, I feel like Golden State is until they lose, they undefeatable in my mind. Like I literally have to see them lose a 7-game series for me to change that. Like
There isn't a team in the West that can beat Golden State in the 7-game series.
it's not. Yeah.
No, so
Yeah.
they're going to the finals. I was saying this every week. Golden State will go back to the finals for the 5th year in a row.
But you know who's been looking good though? Oklahoma City. Oklahoma City's really been looking good. Paul George put that 47-point performance on the other day. Russ keep the triple.
And then they lost to the Bulls last Friday night.
Yeah,
How does that happen?
How they turn around and lose to the Bulls by?
How does that happen?
But wasn't that our first game with Borland?
I'm sorry, man. Any team that loses to the Bulls,
You ain't rocking with
I
them,
lose
huh?
trust in. I lose faith in. You had the best lose to the Bulls.
It was the last second. It was the last second shot. We
You
lost.
can't lose to the Bulls. I'm sorry. The
So
season that happened.
The Bulls need
season
to be
that
on
happened.
82. That's what you said. The Bulls need to be on 82.
I'm not saying 082, but if you're a team that's trying to win a championship, you can't lose to the Bulls. No,
Right.
you can't.
Next. So let's talk about the 2 LA teams with identical records. They're both 17-10. The Clippers and the Lakers. And they're the 4th and 5th seed. Could you imagine if the playoffs started today and that was the playoff series? Yikes.
LA would be through the roof.
Oh,
Them whole 6-7 games. Yeah, they would.
them ticket prices will be insane. Like going to them games will be lit. Like, oh man, I'll be in LA for that. I need to be in LA for that. The Lakers is getting it together. You know, they rising. You know, they started this year 0-3. They had some worse records, but ever since they got Tyson Chandler and made some defensive adjustments, they're a better team. I still have some question marks, but they're looking like a Western Conference playoff team.
I believe the Lakers have found the identity. Just have LeBron do a little bit, just be a balanced team, just have good depth, and I think they're gonna take that to victory. Like as he gets older, LeBron knows he doesn't have to carry the load like he used to. He wants other guys that can carry the load, and they can do that.
He's gonna have to. I'm sorry, but he's gonna have to carry the load with this team. He's gonna have to. They're not even gonna make it to the playoffs.
The Lakers have depth. They have quality depth on their team.
Yeah, but he has to carry the load. Like
I do believe the Lakers are gonna make a trade. They're gonna acquire somebody to help LeBron
They're gonna
this
have
year.
to. They're gonna have to because they're gonna have to because it's a chance. Like this Western Conference is tough now. We only 30 games into the season. Imagine another 30 games from now.
And out of 15 teams, 14 are still in the playoff hunt. All but Phoenix have a chance to go to the playoffs. That is something that is unprecedented.
And exactly.
Unprecedented.
And if LA, barring injury happen, LA is going to be on the out and be sketchy. If they lose a starter, they're going to be sketchy.
I would advise all these teams except for Phoenix, of course. In the West, if you want to make the playoffs, I would say have a good record against the Eastern Conference. Out of 30 games, you should win, I would say, at least 18 against the East. I think you'll be in good shape. And go like 500 in the West, I think you'll be in good shape.
Yeah, but the top 5 teams in the East not going. And, like...
That's why you're going to beat on the other team.
But they not going. But
you're going to beat the other team.
Even as a 6 or 7 seed, you know, I've seen some wins. Detroit and Charlotte has had some clutch wins. You know what I'm saying?
I'm just saying, like a team, like say for example, the Clippers, should beat Detroit and Charlotte twice a year. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, but Detroit beat them. Didn't they beat them already? I think they faced and Blake's return to his old team. I think Blake put on the show. Like if I'm not mistaken,
I gotta look that up.
I gotta look it up. But they definitely should be beating everybody. You know, in the East, outside of the 5th, 6th seed. But I definitely think the top 5 teams in the East, I feel like they can beat any Western Conference team. You know, maybe outside of Indiana. Indiana really had to work for it. Indiana had to work for it.
Well, I do believe Toronto and Boston can win the NBA championship. So, yes, they can beat any team in the conference. I'm just saying, like, in the regular season, a team in the West should go against the East 18-12, 30 games against the East.
Yeah, definitely. But you gotta dominate the other conference if you want to make it nowadays. Especially, man, imagine with these East teams that are trying to make it to the playoffs. They gotta win. But I think Toronto, Milwaukee, Philly, and Boston can get down with any Western Conference team. I'm telling you, it used to be couldn't really no East teams besides a LeBron East team mess with any Western Conference team. Mm-hmm. It's not like that anymore. I feel like Toronto, Milwaukee, Philadelphia, Boston, those 4 teams can beat anybody in the West. And the only team I don't see them winning in the 7-game series is Golden State. Like, I feel like
Toronto and Boston could beat Golden State in the 7-game series.
Toronto and Boston can compete with Golden State in the 7-game series.
They can beat them in the 7-game series. They can beat them.
They
can beat them.
Man, 7-game series. But, hey, like I said, yesterday's game showed a lot. Because, like, what is the splash ball? I mean, Steph Curry was on the road the past couple games coming back from injury. Where was he last night? Like Kyle Lowry? Mm-hmm. You let Kyle Lowry outdo you? Like, come on, Steph. Come on. And
well, you have to know that, you know, like, championship teams during the regular season, you know, some games they coast, some games they take it easy. That was a game I'm pretty sure they took serious, but not serious. Like, they didn't, like, you know, prepare weeks for this game. This was the game they had on their calendar. Mm-hmm. Now, Toronto, they had the game zoned in against Golden State. When you play Golden State, no matter who you are,
they got a target on their back. They
anybody from Toronto to the Bulls, when they play Golden State, are going to try to put their best foot forward. You know, depends on who you are and you know, who you're playing. You know, the Bulls, you know, took, you know, some games off, do their championship run. The Lakers do their championship runs. It's just how it goes. But in the playoffs, every game is taken seriously. Every possession is taken seriously. Mm-hmm. Intensity goes up. So the playoffs, you're going to see the Warriors at their best nonstop. But the regular season, they will take some games off. And also, you know, tonight, you know, the Lakers and the Rockets on TNT, followed by the Mavericks and the Suns. I believe the Mavericks had that game won by halftime. If not, they got a problem, especially in the return of Dirk Nowitzki.
Oh, yeah, Dirk come back
tonight. Now that Lakers-Rockets game, the last time they played, they got a little ugly.
A little ugly.
Yeah.
That's going to be interesting.
Chris Paul, Rajon Rondo, they both did wrong.
8 p.m. TNT. Make sure y'all tune in, because I know I'm going to be watching. That's definitely going to be lit. Coach, you got the Clippers versus the Spurs. And then we play tonight. The Bulls play the Magic in Mexico City.
I'm sorry. I'm not going to watch the Bulls till they fire Paxton Foreman. I'm on the Bulls, Scott. I'm on the Bulls.
But look, you have the right attitude, because that is literally the only way they're going to get fired. Is if we stop watching.
If we stop going to the games. United Center.
And we stop buying their merchandise. Like, the reason why they've been in this long tenure, even through the good years, even through the bad years, it's because through it all, the Bulls are making money. They making money. It's butts in them seats. It's jerseys being sold. At the end, so they're not. So how, as the president, how Jerry gonna fire them when at the end of the day, whether if you got a good player or not, you got the third most revenue, the third team that creating the most revenue. Like, that's insane.
Common sense and decency would tell you that these guys hold the franchise back, making the franchise worse. That should tell you that, you know, yes, it's good to make money, but you also want wins. You also want championships as well.
But that goes back to the owner. The owner, like, you know, he cares more about the Sox. You know,
yes, I do.
He cares.
But
more.
his son, Michael Reinsdorf, runs the Bulls, really, and he should have the common decency to fire these guys, to give the Bulls a fresh start, to get the fans something to look forward to. If I tune into a Bulls game, I'm hoping the Bulls lose. You know, it has made it so that I'm solely against the Bulls. I want them to lose every game, you know, so change will happen. Like, if the Bulls win, status quo is going to be more the same. But if they lose, change is just a little bit closer. It may not be much, but a little bit close.
I definitely agree. But, you know, I've been in Chicago my whole life, been watching the Bulls ups and downs my whole life. I was born the year Michael Jordan won his first ring. And I'm telling you, they won 6 and 8. They ain't thinking about no another ring. That's the problem.
But
Mike, it was
never this bad the years that Chip Floyd was the coach. The years that Jerry Krause said organizations win championships. It was never this bad.
Yeah, you're right. But it's like, it's the culture. The Bulls have created a negative culture. That's why we haven't had good players for real come here. Like, the only we
good players will never come here.
We had post good players that used to be good and want to come and get their contract, want to come break the league and get a fat unnecessary contract.
And you have guys in Jabari Parker who don't play defense, who don't want to play defense. You get guys like that.
And that's what happens. But like I said, the coach wanted them, the GM wanted them, the president wanted them. So definitely. But we're gonna go ahead and let's take another break. Want to take another break, bro?
We'll take a break.
All right. So we're gonna be back in a few minutes. We're gonna talk NFL, right?
Yes, sir.
All right. Let them know what we tune in to.
You tuned to The Whole Truth on Hairtime Radio.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We'll be back in a minute, y'all. Bring us back.
And welcome back to The Whole Truth right here on Hairtime Radio. We're going to close out talking about the NFL, you know. We're going to make our picks for Week 15. And, of course, you know, since we're right here at the Chi-Town, we got to start right here with the Bears taking on the Packers. Mm-hmm. If the Bears win this game, they win the NFC North. And if they lose this game, it proves that Aaron Rodgers owns them and change may not be as quickly as we thought. Now, I thought about this game all week, and in the end, I'm going to say the Bears are going to pull this out. They're going to beat Green Bay. It's going to be close because Aaron Rodgers is still the man, but I got the Bears winning this game 24-21.
24-21. Man, I'm not going to lie. I think this is the game that Khalil Mack puts the icing on the cake. Like, nah, you don't own us no more. Because remember, that we destroyed them week 1, and we still let them come back that second half. That was just upsetting. But I think after last week, we were on the high, on the road. Like, we beat the best team in the league, in our division. And not in our division, in our conference, in the league. And we held the best offense to 6 points. I'm sorry, but Green Bay ain't got no Todd Gurley. And, you know,
they got Aaron Rodgers. That's all they need. That's all they need, man.
Look, if we can hold them, we need to hold them to 10 points. I'm serious.
You're not holding Aaron Rodgers to 10 points.
Man, look, Aaron Rodgers.
It's not happening.
They lost.
That's not happening.
They lost to Arizona. If they can lose to Arizona, we can win.
It's the Bears. Aaron Rodgers has beaten us year after year after year. The Packers win the last 8 games here at Soldier Field.
It's over with now. This is it.
I hope it is.
This game is the chance to write a new chapter. This is the chance to write a new chapter for Trubisky, for Mac, for the coach.
Matt Nagy.
Yeah, Nagy. I was gonna say. I don't know. I was gonna say Baggy tweaking. Nagy. It's just this is our chance. This is our chance. I feel like this game. This is probably, if not the most important game, but the second most important game of the week, besides the Chargers Chiefs game. These are the two biggest games of the week because this game will close the door on the NFL's favorite player in Green Bay. Because if Aaron Rodgers loses this game, the season's already over. But the season is completely over, and you ain't got nothing to ride into the next season with. Because if he wins this game, they'll make the playoffs. You still got something to ride into this next season with. Even if the Bears make the playoffs, do some noise. If you know you could beat us twice, that, like I said, it changes the whole foundation. I feel like we win this, Aaron Rodgers officially know, this ain't your division no more. This ain't your division no more. And, even though the Vikings is competitive, the Bears, this will let the league and Green Bay know that we are here to stay. And I'm telling you, I feel like we're going to win this game. It's going to be nasty. 24-13.
Well, I hope so.
Ooh, I'm just thinking about it getting me excited.
So, now we're going to go to the Saturday game. Since y'all going to hear this on the Friday, it's going to lead to review the Thursday game, which is going to be a killer between the Chiefs and Chargers. But we're going to go to the Saturday game. Starting at 3:30 Central Time, we got the 9-4 Houston Texans taking on the 4-9 New York Jets. I believe that the Jets, at the end of the year, they're going to fire Todd Bowles. The players are still playing hard for him, but it's over for them. The Texans have something to play for. I don't know how they lost to the Colts on Sunday, breaking their 9-game winning streak, but they're going to rebound against the Jets. They're going to beat them pretty easily. We're going to go with 37-16.
Yeah, I definitely think they're going to come back with vengeance after letting last week's game slip out their fingers. I can definitely see that game going to be 31-9.
Okay, and then we have the game Saturday night. The Cleveland Browns, who have been rejuvenated by rookie Baker Mayfield.
He was worth that pick.
He makes it real watchable, taking on the 6-7 Denver Broncos. I gotta say,
that's gonna be a sluggish game right there.
Denver had rebound. I mean, they had beat the Chargers and Steelers, two good teams. Then they beat the Bengals. I'm saying, okay, maybe they make a push for the playoffs and try to take the job of Coach Vance Joseph. And then on Sunday, they lose to the 2-10 San Francisco 49ers. And in the process, tight end George Kittle almost broke the record for most receiving yards by tight end in the game. So Denver definitely disappointed me. And as such, their season is practically over with. Due to tiebreakers, they probably won't make the playoffs. Baker Mayfield, he's on Saturday night, national TV. He's going to show out against the Broncos. So I got the Browns winning against the Broncos in the shootout. I'm going to go with 42-39 Cleveland.
Whoa, you think it's going to be that many points? I don't think neither one of them defenses is going this game. This game is literally, might be an OT game. And I think this game is it's going to be real slow, real low-scoring game. I think both defenses is going to want to fight for the win, and I see it. Man, this is gonna be hard, but I definitely see I see Cleveland. I think Cleveland is actually gonna pull this game out. I want to say 17-14. It's gonna. I don't see this. I don't see neither one of these teams scoring 30 points this game.
Okay, then we get to the rest of the Sunday games. We have the 3-10 Arizona Cardinals playing the 4-9 Atlanta Falcons. Both of these teams' seasons is over with. But in between two bad teams,
Atlanta got it.
I was going with the home team, so I'm going to have Atlanta beat Arizona. I'll go with a score of 28-7 Atlanta.
Yeah. You know what? I think I got Atlanta winning this game, but I think this one is going to be two teams with defense is going to get beat down. I say Atlanta wins this game 34-24.
Okay. Next we have the 5-8 Tampa Bay Buccaneers going on the road to play the 7-6 Baltimore Ravens. Baltimore turned over a new leaf this week when they bench longtime starter Joe Flacco for rookie Lamar Jackson.
That's big.
So Baltimore's on a new era. Tampa Bay will be on a new era when after this season they're going to fire coach Dirk Koetter and they are going to let go of Jameis Winston. After last Sunday when the center almost choked them out, Tampa Bay is ready to call the season. Baltimore is trying to make a push for the division championship. I got Baltimore 35, Tampa Bay 12.
I definitely Baltimore's got to win this game. They
will win this game.
They're going to win this game, but they have to win this game because they're fighting for their playoff life. So they're going to crush this horrible defense over here. And with my boy Lamar, getting that, not only did you get this nod because of injury, now you get a nod because of play. And I think he's going to come out and he's going to, I'm talking about probably his best passing yard game of the season. And he's going to kill him with his feet. I see this game being like 38 to 14. Like, I see Baltimore like having a lot of yards this game. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Next, we got the 5-8 Detroit Lions going on the road to play the 4-9 Buffalo Bills. Again, two teams whose season is over with. And all else fails, you should go with the home team, but sometimes tells me Detroit is a little better than Buffalo. So I'm going to go with Detroit 24, Buffalo 19.
That's about a pretty accurate score for this game. I see this one definitely going down to the wire, and Detroit might pull this one out. 27-20.
Okay. Next, we have the 3-10 Oakland Raiders going on the road to play the 5-8 Cincinnati Bengals. I must say, John Gruden has completely butchered this thing in Oakland. He believes in tearing down everything to build it back up, but all he's doing is making himself look like a tyrant and an idiot. And he also pinned the blame on general manager Reggie McKenzie. Cincinnati, I've always been the notion that Marvin Lewis should have been fired years ago, but I'm really hoping that Cincinnati pounds Oakland in the ground. I got Cincinnati 33, Oakland 6.
Man, Oakland would be lucky to put 6 points on the board as bad as they've been. This is two bad teams. Cincinnati, their quarterback sucks, but I think they're going to want to pull in this game out. And I definitely would say, I say about 34-10. That's a game I don't want to watch.
Okay. So next we have another big game, the 8-5 Dallas Cowboys going on the road to play the 7-6 Indianapolis Colts.
Two teams fighting for playoff life. Whew.
Indianapolis saying they season by beating the Texans last week. I will give them that. But Dallas has been on a roll.
5 games.
Acquiring Amari Cooper and going to their identity has really let Dallas let loose and let them just know what they got to do. And they're gonna go to Sunday Indianapolis and beat the Colts. It's gonna be a close game because Andrew Luck is really come back. It's really on the road. But I got Dallas 36, Indianapolis 32.
This definitely gonna be a great game. This is gonna be a great game. Probably third best. There's a lot of great games, good matchups this week. But I definitely see Dallas winning this game. Dallas is gonna win this game. I'm gonna say Dallas wins this game 24-21 overtime kick.
Okay. So since we read it short on time, we're just going to give our last picks in what we call quick picks.
Quick pick.
So the games I'm seeing left, I had the Jaguars winning, the Vikings winning, the Titans winning, the Seahawks winning, the Steelers winning, the Rams winning, and the Saints.
Yeah, I definitely think Washington's probably going to pull this game out because Jacksonville, I think they're just playing for a new QB right now. They just want to suck so they can draft a new QB. Minnesota's going to pull that game out against Miami. Tennessee, after last week's stomping, I think Tennessee is going to be on the roll over the Giants. Seattle's been on the roll 4 games in a row. They're going to make it 5. They're going to make it 5 against San Francisco. And New England and Pittsburgh. That's going to be a shootout that I think, as much as I want New England to win, I think the home team, Pittsburgh, is going to pull that one out. And the Rams is definitely going to bounce back against the defending champions. And then New Orleans versus Carolina. Carolina, they're going to be fighting their real hardest to win that game. But New Orleans is definitely going to bounce back after their last loss. So, yeah, it's going to be a very interesting Sunday. We're coming down to the wire about, 3 weeks left. 3 weeks left. Definitely coming down to the wire. All I know is Bears need this win.
Absolutely. And before we get out of here, I want to congratulate 2 former Chicago baseball players, Lee Smith and Harold Baines, on making the Baseball Hall of Fame. And specifically about Harold Baines, a lot of guys have been giving him a lot of grief about how he is worthy. Let me tell you all this. If enough people didn't feel that he wasn't worthy, the man would be in. He is a Hall of Famer, and deservedly so. After all his critics, you could all kiss off.
Okay. I definitely agree with you there. I thank you for having me again, brother. I appreciate that.
Thank you for coming on, man. I truly appreciate it. I'll be back next week, and hopefully, with Flo or another co-host. But until then, I'll be giving you all the whole truth.
Preach. See you next week.